Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. As you see, there are two things. First of all, this video is very short. Second of all, this video says that this is the final episode of the playthrough. Well, I have some explaining to do. Basically, as you know, I got to the Demon Princes in the last episode, and since then, this was like about a week ago, I've been trying to beat them. And unfortunately, it's not working. And uh, I've been just like really frustrated with this game lately. I don't know what's been happening. I took these bosses down sort of easily on one of my characters. I struggled with them a bit on my pyromancer, but I took them down. This character, I cannot even make a dent in them. I don't know if it's the build. I don't know if I'm weak, but I don't think I am because I'm level 100 at this point. And of course, the problem is that I'm stuck on Freed as well. What you're seeing here right now is my best attempt. And you know, this like really made me think, being stuck on Freed and these guys really made me think about the DLCs and about the bosses in the DLCs. And I kind of realized that I do not enjoy the bosses in either of these DLCs. I know maybe when I first played them, I was more positive because, you know, in the first playthrough, I guess I'm at least kind of blinded by a little bit of fanboyism. You know, I love this series, and whenever I play something new, it just kind of, you know, maybe my judgment is clouded. But this second playthrough, or third playthrough, if you think about it, really made me realize that fuck, I hate these bosses. Uh, I really think that these bosses, the Demon Princes, Medir, Sister Freed, really epitomize what's kind of turned bad, what I feel like kind of turned bad with the Soul series, in that it seems like FromSoft is pushing just purely difficulty. It almost seems like they kind of ran out of ideas a while ago to make interesting bosses and make bosses more with challenging mechanics, but bosses that are not just about the challenge. That's supposed to be the idea, and it almost feels like, especially with the DLC, they just went purely for challenge. Which is weird because that's not the case with the main bosses. I actually really enjoy the main bosses in Vanilla Dark Souls 3. But these guys, holy shit, it's everything that I hate about Souls bosses. Ton of phases, ton of HP, they're extremely resistant to magic, which is bullshit because you're basically locked out of certain builds. And especially this guy and Freed. I mean, Freed literally takes all my life off in 2 hits. And she has 3 phases. Same with these guys, especially in the second phase. And look at how much damage I'm dealing. This was my, like I said, my best attempt. And you'll see I barely made a dent in the second phase. There's literally on my computer 2 hours of footage of me trying to do these bosses, and I just can't. And I've gotten to the point, both with Freed and these guys, where I was really enjoying the main game, and I'm really not enjoying these parts. And you know, I started this playthrough, this Sorcerer playthrough, just to kind of have fun. Look at the damage. Look, I'm barely making a dent with this boss. I started this playthrough to have fun with Dark Souls 3 again, and the fun is starting to fade at this point. So I decided, you know what? I'm at the end. I've technically beaten the game. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. And I'm sorry, I know a lot of people might say that I'm rage quitting or I'm salty. I don't know. I know a lot of people like these bosses. I just don't like them. And you know, really the only DLC, Dark Souls 3 DLC boss I enjoy is Gale, but these guys are in the way, and that's kind of a shame. So I hope you guys understand. Maybe later on I'll pick up this playthrough again, but right now I'm having fun with Street Fighter, Injustice 2, Marvel, and not with this game. And you know, when you're not enjoying a playthrough, it shows. So I'm gonna wrap it up here with this post commentary, and we'll return with live commentary for the main game. And as you can see, like, look at how much HP I took. Uh, Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. You know what? Just before we move on to the finale, I'm gonna give this one more attempt. Because it wouldn't be fair, would it? I've been explaining why this playthrough is coming to an end for the past couple of minutes post-commentated, but just to reiterate, I've been really enjoying this playthrough, and I've been really enjoying it until I got to these bosses, and basically freed, and these two have been sucking all the enjoyment out of Dark Souls 3 for me. And, again, I've been wanting to play this game for fun, and, shit. That's just not happening, or it's fading, and yeah, like, I mean, look, with that kind of damage, how am I ever supposed to make it through 3 phases of this shit? Especially when you know how much damage the last phase deals and how much HP he has. I hate this boss. I think this is probably the, and I know this is gonna get people salty, but this is probably the worst designed boss in Dark Souls 3. In terms of just like ideas, there are worse bosses. I mean, Volnir is pretty shit, but he's more lazy. Like in terms of just bad design, I think this guy takes the cake. I know, and not in terms of like looks or anything. I know people really enjoy it, and I think that's one of the main problems. Like, I feel like with Dark Souls 3 and especially the DLC, FromSoft has been catering exclusively for the challenge players. People who just like don't even really care about the lore and gameplay, or well, no, obviously the gameplay, but like the lore of the Souls series and all that, the setting. They just care about how difficult the game is and what kind of crazy challenges they come up with. And that's fine. That's fine. I can understand that. But me, I want to have fun with these games. But I kind of hate that this playthrough is coming to an end this way. And like I said, this is not the full finale. Maybe eventually I'll return to this. But for now, I just want to play something else at this point. And it's definitely going to be a Souls game. I'm thinking of a couple of ideas. I have a couple of ideas in my head. But yeah, for now, I'm going to go ahead and initiate the ending. And this is an ending I really like. So let's watch it. I don't even know when you have the chance to stab her in the back. I know there's one of those dick endings that you can do, which kind of harkens back to Demon Souls. Not gonna do that. I know there's like no achievement or trophy associated with it, which is good because I don't want to kill her. I kind of like the Firekeeper in this game, even though she's boring. And I need to get the new Londo, or the, what is it called? Dark Lord ending. Someday.
The first flame quickly fades. Darkness will shortly settle.
This is when you have the chance to kill her, because you have like your weapon out and everything.
But one day, tiny flames will dance across.
So yeah.
Like embers linked by Lord's path.
Again, I like all the endings in this game, and I do appreciate the fact that there's more than two. I think I think that's good. They give you some options. So yeah, again, I kind of feel bad that this playthrough has come to an end this way.
Hearest thou my voice still?
But again, the main game I really enjoyed. Playing through it has been a blast. I love the bosses in this game, even though the game itself is linear as hell. But I'm not even gonna go on about the DLCs because I think I've talked about it enough. But overall, again, I still like this game. It's probably still, I would say, maybe the weakest out of the Dark Souls series. I think it basically goes in reverse order. It's this game, Dark Souls 2, and Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 2 with all the DLCs, of course, the Scholar Edition. I think that game overall is really good as a full package. Not even talking about Bloodborne and Demons. Again, maybe this series will return, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video still and this playthrough, and you're not too mad at me for ending it like this. There are gonna be other things coming. I know, again, there are some soul stuff that I'm planning on doing. Thanks for watching again, and goodbye.